fact, this is one of the best driver's electric cars we've ever driven. Oh, they're coming in thick and fast, aren't they? Electric BMWs. Last year we were introduced to the iX3 and then the iX, and now we have this, the BMW i4. The electric version of the coupe version of the petrol and diesel powered BMW 3 Series. So effectively, it's an electric 4 Series, if that makes sense. I mean, it's got all the styling on the outside, very similar cabin, but underneath, 'tis a very different beast. I mean, I think it looks wicked, don't you? And it goes like stink as well. This isn't even the quick one. So, given how popular the 3 Series always has been, is this now going to be the new default company car? Let's find out.
The BMW i4 is a rival to the likes of Tesla's massive selling Model 3 and the Polestar 2. The i4 is currently available with a choice of 2 electric motor setups. There's the rear-wheel drive eDrive 40 and the xDrive four-wheel drive M50, the latter being the first ever pure electric M car. No half efforts though. There's a lot of motorsport history to live up to, so this new i4 can't just look the part, it's got to drive the part too.
So let's start here, shall we? Behind the wheel. Now granted, this isn't the M50, this is the eDrive 40, but I can't for the life of me figure out why anyone in their right mind would want anything faster. Because my goodness, this thing is seriously quick. I mean, I know a few of you commented on the Jaguar F-Pace video because you quite liked how I used the word nippy to describe that. I don't know if nippy will suffice when it comes to the i4. Right, if you put your foot down to the floor from a standstill, this will do 0 to 62 in 5.7 seconds. But the most impressive thing is how responsive it is when you're already on the move. So I'm on a straight road right now, okay? I am going 40 miles an hour. And then you put your foot down and BAM! Whoa! Oh, see? It's not nippy. It's more than nippy. The word for this is BAM. But here's the thing. It's balanced and it feels so controlled. It doesn't feel unruly like a Tesla does. I think I prefer this. And then there's the small matter of the chassis. Now, despite the car's weight, the low centre of gravity and the wider axles and BMW's trick suspension engineering means this handles really well. I mean, the steering isn't bristling with feel, but it's extremely precise. And also it's got a nice bit of weight to it, you know. In fact, this is one of the best driver's electric cars we've ever driven. You can really tell who's been making cars for over a century compared to those that have been at it for just over a decade. Oh, the Tesla fans are really going to lay into me for that one. Don't look at the comments, Nicola, don't look at the comments. But I have to say it, it's true. This is a far superior car to drive. It's not always about numbers. It's about how it makes you feel. Now the M50 comes with an extra motor, which is at the front. Now those combined make 540 brake horsepower, which yes, it does feel a lot faster. And the four-wheel drive means it's a lot more sure-footed. But this eDrive 40, this is the baby. Comfort, refinement, yes, and also yes. I mean, it does have the measure of the Polestar in that regard. I mean, it just rides so beautifully. It doesn't crash into potholes like some electric SUVs that we've driven. And actually on the motorway, quiet as a mouse, which is very handy because BMW claim that the i4 can do up to 365 miles, which makes this one of the longest range electric cars currently on sale.
Admittedly, that figure is more like 300 to 320 miles in real-world driving, but that'll still be more than enough for most, even for those more used to diesel economy and long motorway trips. Rapid 205 kilowatt charging means you can recharge from 10 to 80% at an appropriate public charge point in a smidge over half an hour too. Both the eDrive 40 and M50 get the same 83 kilowatt-hour battery pack, but the added weight and more powerful motors means the latter posts an official range of just 318 miles on a charge. Still decent, both can be topped up at home overnight via a 7 kilowatt wall box in 13 hours.
Okay, so now we've done the driving bit. Let's do the interior bit. I mean, I know it's all very lovely in here and all very high quality, but it feels like BMW have taken a little mini step back with their iDrive system. Now, here's the thing. I'm very pleased they've still got this click controller down here. And normally, you would sit in the car and then you would tap away, you'd find what you want, click it, and then away you go. But now it just feels like there's just mountains and mountains of sub-menus, and lots of things are just kind of hidden within everything. It all makes it a little bit more confusing. Now, I do know that on the tile system, then that can be personalised, so maybe, just maybe, it might make it a little bit easier once you've lived with it for a little while. But as tested, it's all just a little bit confusing. Functionality though, that's all nice and lovely. I mean, if you just want to listen to the radio, sat nav, connect your phone, make a call either through BMW or through Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, that's nice and easy to use. Apart from that, I mean, I don't have any other complaints. It's all very lovely quality in here, I have to say. And I do love this driving position because you sit nice and low and the seat feels like it kind of wraps around you and hugs you, you know. The steering wheel's in a lovely position as well, and everything is within reach. Yeah, I like that. Oh, but BMW, if you are watching, removing the physical twisty touchy climate controls and putting them within the screen, that is a black mark from me. Naughty, naughty.
Choosing which i4 is right for you is pretty straightforward. There are, in effect, just 3 cars to choose from. The eDrive 40 is available in Sport or M Sport trims, while the M50 is a standalone model in its own right. We'd recommend the cheapest Sport version. You'll get all the performance we discussed earlier, plus most of the kit you'd expect in a 50 grand BMW, LED lights front and rear, automatic air conditioning, a powered tailgate, and the twin screens up front. Stepping up to M Sport costs around 2.5 grand more and brings sportier styling, different wheels, and Alcantara trim on the inside. As well as the extra motor, the M50 gets adaptive suspension, beefier brakes, and variable sports steering. You'll pay around 10 grand more. Full specs can be found in our written review. Just search for the BMW i4 at carbuyer.co.uk.
Now, this wouldn't be a proper car buyer review if we didn't speak about practicality. It's a bit of a mixed bag, really. I mean, it's very similar to the petrol-powered 4 Series Gran Coupe, so we can't really go that hard on this i4. But back here, it's not as spacious as like the 3 Series Saloon because of this sloping roofline. I mean, I'm 5'6". Headroom's not really anything to write home about. Legroom is fine. The weird thing is that because the battery is underneath the floor's up a little bit higher, and it feels like my knees are quite high up. It's not uncomfortable, it feels a bit weird, you know?
But the damage that's done by that sloping roofline is quickly redeemed by the hatchback tailgate. It is infinitely more practical than the 3 Series saloon-style opening. Total capacity is 470 litres, only 10 litres down on the petrol Gran Coupe. Though it is disappointing to learn that there's no space under the bonnet to keep the charging cables. Both the Polestar 2 and Tesla Model 3 offer this functionality. I think that leads us quite nicely to our little roundup. How about some Dealmakers and Dealbreakers? The BMW i4 is one of the finest handling electric cars you can buy. From performance to ride comfort, even the driving position is spot on. Entry-level sports cars will officially do 365 miles and comfortably more than 300 in normal use. That puts it among the longest range EVs currently on sale. The infotainment system might not be as intuitive to use as BMWs of old, but the design and quality of the interior is class-leading. It really is lovely. If we're talking negatives, I may be clutching at straws slightly, but the initially complicated infotainment system feels like a step backward for BMW. Its systems were always so intuitive, and while the new one has loads more functionality, it's not as easy to use. And finally, it's not that the i4 is impractical, but space in the back could be better. And we'd like some space in the nose for charging cables, please. Thank you.
The BMW 3 Series was the best-selling plug-in hybrid car of 2021. So if you bought one of those and now you're thinking of going fully electric, this is the car that will perfectly slot into your life like nothing has changed. It's everything we love about BMW, everything we love about electric cars, all rolled into one beautiful, package. I mean, I know the infotainment system could be easier to use and there's a few little practicality niggles that could be fixed, but overall, it's lovely to drive. You've got nice long range and it's just beautifully built. I mean, electric cars have really come a long way, and this is one of the very best.
If you like this video, then why not watch our review of the Polestar 2 or our electric cars playlist. Oh, and while you're there, subscribe to our Carbuyer YouTube channel, click on the bell icon, you get notifications every time a new video goes live, and if you enjoyed this video, give us a little cheeky thumbs up. Thanks for watching.